is your friendly neighborhood lawn gnome, and welcome back for another year of your favorite segment over here on my channel, Out of the Vault. If you are new, let me just say welcome. It's a pleasure to have you, and for all of you returning, I'm sure that you are very excited to discuss another year of Disney magic, especially considering the fact that we are celebrating the 100th year of Disney. So, what are we going to be talking about today? Well, like I said, if you are new, you probably do not know that outside of going through things like Disney Canon Classics and Pixar and Studio Ghibli films, every year when we start a brand new season, I like to dive into another area of Disney in regards to Disney animation. It goes into films and television series, etc. And today we're going to be talking about a sequel that I don't think anybody saw coming, and more importantly, I don't know if it was something that anybody was really wanting. But now that I've seen it, I'll let you know how I feel about it. And it's available on Disney+. It never made theaters. It is the sequel to the film from 2007. We're literally talking about 15 years since this film came out. And that, of course, is the sequel to Enchanted, Disenchanted, starring Amy Adams and Patrick Dempsey. This film also includes James Marsden and Idina Menzel returning, as well as some new faces to this cast, including the hilarious Maya Rudolph and Yvette Nicole Brown and Gemma Mays, two amazing character actresses. So, there are two kinds of sequels in my world. There are the ones that come right after the first film, and we are anticipating something that is just as good, if not better, but most of the time we do get something that's really not good. But then there is the sequel that comes out years after the first film, and we wonder, why are they doing this? Are they that desperate? These kinds of films include Tron Legacy, Hocus Pocus 2, and the Star Wars films. But at the end of the day, we find out, after we receive it, did we actually get something great? A perfect example is Ghostbusters Afterlife. That was a very good film. So Disenchanted, of course, it's great to see that they got the whole cast back together after 15 years. We see the continuing story of Giselle after she has married Robert, and Morgan grows up, and now they have a second daughter, and Giselle feels that it's time for them to leave New York City and finally get that happily ever after that, believe it or not, she still feels that she doesn't have. And then through a gift that is given to them by their good friends from Andalasia, which is a wishing wand, because of the fact that Giselle is having a little bit of a tough time trying to connect with Morgan now that she's growing up, and because of the fact that she has uprooted her from her life as a teenager, as a true daughter of Andalasia, Giselle believes that she can get what she wants, which is a true happily ever after, and she turns her newfound home, Monroeville, into a fairy tale town. But the thing that she doesn't seem to realize is she hasn't taken into account all of those little tropes that Andalasia and, of course, classic Disney princess films actually give us, and that includes the fact that she is a stepmother. And that is when things really start to take an interesting turn. So, I liked the first film. I didn't love it, but I had a good time with it. I appreciated the fact that this was Disney finally being willing to make fun of itself rather than other companies out there making fun of Disney at all. DreamWorks, anybody? So, I have to say that this movie definitely started off a little slow. Like, it was a little bit over the top and cheesy, pretty much like how the first one started, but the first one just had a little bit more charm to it. But then when we start getting into all of those tropes that seem to have been left out of the first film because of the whole concept of the evil stepmother and Giselle's wish, watching Amy Adams' character go from a sweet, innocent, cheesy hero to really delightfully evil villain, especially playing off of Maya Rudolph. That was definitely great. There was also an excellent song that the both of them have, which is called Batter, and it is just everything that you want in a Disney villain song. I had a great time with it. And Maya Rudolph's character is absolutely hilarious. She basically plays the head mother on every committee in this little town, and when Giselle comes in, she's just having a little bit of difficulty welcoming her into the fray. And then when, of course, Giselle makes her wish, she becomes the evil queen of Monroeville, and that's when it really gets funny. Yvette Nicole Brown and Gemma Mays playing Maya Rudolph's lackeys. Beautiful. They're excellent character actresses, and I love them both. They're so funny. I've seen them in so many things. But, of course, the highlight of the film is the fact that now that Idina Menzel has become a fairy tale princess, you can't have a movie with Idina Menzel without a song. And Love Power is just absolutely stunning. Better than any of the stuff that she sang in Frozen. I'm going to say that with all of my heart and passion as a Disney fan. But overall, as much as I'm delighted to talk about some of these things, the movie itself is okay. I mean, it was pretty much Disney's excuse to take everything that they didn't put into Enchanted and put it into Disenchanted, just to say, hey, see, we still want to use all these other tropes and make fun of those as well, but it was cute. It still had some charm, especially when it got to the end. It got very enjoyable, and I didn't have any regrets watching it. I was a little bit surprised that they really didn't focus at all on the new addition to Giselle's family. The baby literally had no role, which was so funny. So I was like, oh, we're not going in this direction. That's kind of interesting. We're really just focusing on Morgan again. But I will say that if you have a little bit of time and you liked the first Enchanted movie, just give Disenchanted a watch. I think you'll have at least fun to a degree. That's basically all I'm gonna say. It's just cute. So thank you very much for watching, everybody. Just leave a comment in the box below and let's discuss Disenchanted. And yes, the next time I come back, I promise you, there's a specific movie that I'm still a little bit nervous to watch, but because it is a canon classic, I have to watch it. I think you know what we're talking about here, and we'll be talking about that one when I show up again. But in the meantime, everybody, I'll see you in the next one. If you enjoyed the video you just watched, feel free to leave a comment. Also, feel free to subscribe if you want to be up to date with our latest videos. Thank you so much for joining us today, and we'll see you in the next one. Actions speak louder than words.